No, I appreciate it. Oh, they have a new thing. They let you know. They tell you when it's being recorded. Okay, so we're being recorded. Uh, Welcome to the Netivot Shalom Shir. We're talking about this week's Parsha B'Haalotcha, and the Parsha begins uh, by talking about the Menorah, and the portion of the Netivot Shalom that we're going to be studying is Shalacha Gadol Mishalahem. Your portion, Hashem is telling Moshe to tell Aaron that your portion is greater than that of the Nesiim. And you'll see in just a minute that Aaron was concerned because all the Nesiim brought karbanos except the tribe of Levi, the last week's parsha. And he thought, maybe Hashem doesn't want to hear from me because of the Aveira I did by not doing enough to try to stop the Egel Hazov. And Hashem tells Moshe to tell him, don't worry. What you have is greater than what they have. The karbonos are only good while the Beit Hamikdash is in existence. When Beit Hamikdash is no longer in existence, the karbonos are no longer here. But the menorah exists whether the Beit Hamikdash is here or not. Of course, you have to ask a question that the Netivot Shalom is going to ask. What does that mean? If the Beit Hamikdash isn't here, where's the menorah? Okay, so with that introduction, let's see what the Netivot Shalom says about it. Daber el Aaron v'amar terei lav. Speak to Aaron and say to him, Baloschas haneros, when you lift up the candles, you light the candles, Amul Pnei Menorah, by the menorah. Iru Shivas haneros, the 7 candles of the menorah should be lit. And we know that the menorah, the Beit Hamikdash, is not like the menorah we have in Hanukkah. It has 8 candles. It's a whole different reason. The menorah of the Beit Hamikdash was 7 candles. I shouldn't say it's a totally different reason. I mean, the menorah in the base on Hanukkah was because they didn't have enough light for the candles for the regular menorah of 7 branches. Rashi says, "Lama nispacha parsha menorah the parshas hanasiim." Why is this? You know, they always ask the question, why one parsha is juxtaposed to another? Why one parsha appears near to another? What's the reason for it? In other words, when you look at Torah and you look at any kind of Torah, anything that Torah is written, certainly the Torah Shabbat, you have to ask the question, why is it this way when it could have been another way? And everything has a reason. We may not know all the reasons, but there are reasons. So that's the first thing Rashi asks is, why is this parsha next coming right after the Nesiim? And he says, the Fisha Cholsha Dato Shala Aaron, because Aaron became literally his mind became weak. In other words, he became unhappy, to put it lightly. You want to see him, but and he wasn't with the Nesiim in offering their offerings for the dedication of the Mizbeach. Hashem says to him, Shalacha Gadol Mishalahem. Yours is greater than theirs. Why? Shatu Madlik Meitives Haneros. Because you are going to light and make the Neros beautiful. Prepare them every day. Kedisa Medrash, the Medrash says, Kol Hanasim Hikrivu, all the heads of the tribes brought their karbanos in last week's Parsha Naso. Kedisa Aaron lo hikriv, but Aaron did not bring a korban or karbanos. There are multiple karbanos with the princes. By Omer, and he said, Oili, Shema B'Shvili, Eino Kadosh Baruch Hu Mekabel Shivto Shalevi. Maybe because of my sin, God is not going to accept the tribe of Levi. Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu Moshe. Hashem said to Moshe, Lech go Amorlo, tell Aaron Al Tityare Megadula Mizu Atumatukan. Don't worry, because to this greatness you are destined. V'kach nemar. Therefore it says, Daber el Aaron, speak to Aaron, v'yomar to love, and tell him v'alos chazaneros, to bring up the candles. Our karbonos calls much Beis Hamikdash kayam hagim. When the Beit Hamikdash was in existence, then it was customary to bring the karbonos, to bring the sacrifices. Aval haneros, the olam, al pnei menorah yairu, but the light of the menorah will burn forever in the face of the menorah. So the Meforshim asked the question that I alluded to at the beginning. At the time the Beit Hamikdash is not with us, the menorah is also not with us. So what's he talking about? But he can answer as follows. As it says in Tanchuma, Kan, now, the Shrinechra Beit Hamikdash, Migdash HaMenorah. When the Beit Hamikdash was destroyed, the menorah was hidden away. And it turns out, Shamenorah Kayamas La'olam, because it was hidden away, the menorah lasts forever. Wait a minute, you can still ask the question. Shaf HaMenorah, Migdash is below Harba is fine, so the menorah was hidden away, and it wasn't destroyed. How are you fulfilling this mitzvah, lighting the menorah? It's hidden away. We don't know where it is. What are we talking about here? The olam ya'iru. How do you possibly fulfill the commandment that the candles will always be lit? We also have to understand why is it that when the Beit Hamikdash was destroyed, only it was the menorah that was hidden away below Shar Kol Kli Beit Hamikdash, and not the other parts of the Beit Hamikdash, not the other kelim of the Beit Hamikdash. Why weren't they hidden away? Oops, trying to make the drop bigger, but I think I made it. Bear with me on this technological difficulty here. We're getting there. There we go. So it's a good question that they're asking. And we can answer based on what Chazal tell us, the sages tell us, Gemara Chagiga, or Shenivra B'Yom HaRishon. In the beginning of the creation of the world, the light that was created on the first day, Hu Ha'or, Shenemar B'Yomer Hashem, B'Yomer Elokim, Yehi Or. God said, let there be light, and then Yehi Or, there was light. Vayera Hashem, Vayera Elokim et Ha'or Ki Tov, and God saw the light was good. Now, understand, this is not the sun. This is not the light of the sun. This is the light that God created, separate and apart from the sun. The sun came later. Even Shirah, but since God saw Sha Atidim Lamod Rishoim, in the future, evil people will arise, She'enim Ruim L'Or Hazeh, that are not befitting, they're not worthy of this light. So what happened? Amad V'Ginzu L'Tzadikim. So therefore, God hid this light of the first day of creation, hid it away for the tzaddikim. For the Kosev V'Yimnam Arshoim Oram. He, as it says, he hid the light from the wicked people. We should understand from this. We can understand from this that the light that we're talking about, the light that God created on the first day of creation, or Gashmi, it wasn't material light. It was a light of God. The B'chinas the aspect of Hoylecha Hashem La'or Olam. God will be the light of the world. But God saw that there would be wicked people, bad people. But Shem Yasu called over Usher. So what happened that these bad people would do all kinds of forbidden things. And after that, Yargishu or Alakut, they'd still benefit from this light of the first day of creation, the godly light. Okay, therefore, God hid away the light of the first day. The Lechura. And we can understand the Hare L'Katchila Bora Kadosh Baruch Hazor Hazeh. At the beginning, God created this light. God saw the light was good. What are you saying that God had second thoughts? God doesn't have second thoughts about anything. So what are you talking about? God had second thoughts. He regretted having made this. No, he says, Sofa call he knows all the future things that are going to happen. There's no second thoughts. He knows what's going to happen from the beginning until the end. There's no surprises for God. This is the higher interpretation that it is talking about. At the beginning, Shade or Holakut, Yasig Rak Misharol Sharoi Lorazeh. At the beginning, this light was available only to those who merited it, to see this light. Shuzeh Amel with Yagel Asigo. These are those people that are really working hard to access that light. And who are they? Before I get there, there are people who are not worthy of this. And they're not working hard to get to this light. They're not going to reach the level of this light. They're not going to benefit from it. As I said, God hid away the light from the wicked people. This is the aspect of hiddenness, hiding away. Not that God took it away completely, but that he concealed it and hid it. And only though that person who works hard to access this light, only that person, only that person will have the opportunity and the merit to have revealed to him this hidden light. It says there, the light that God made on the first day and put in hiding was hidden for those who work hard in Torah, work hard in acquiring Torah. Who really put themselves out to study Torah. The sleep is missing from their eyes. And they're holding back food and drink from their mouths. And they're really working hard on Torah. To those people that are really working for it, those people will have revealed this hidden light. And because of those that are working hard for the Torah, that are longing for the Torah, for them, this organuz was created. Because Hashem knew that there would be people like that, and those are the people he wanted to save this special light for. This is the first thing it says in the Torah. That God created. There was light. He said, let there be light, and there was light. Because this heavenly light, this godly light, is the foundation for spiritual life. Madash Omer Chazal, as Chazal saying more in the Dorim, Suba Chashuv Kameis. A blind person is thought of as a dead person. It's like a dead person. Now, don't jump to any conclusion. Let's see what it means by a blind person. It doesn't mean somebody who's physically blind. B'chol chasaron eva rachmanotzon, adayin enu nechshav kameis. Says, I don't understand what it's saying. Suma doma kameis, chashuv kameis. A blind person is like a dead person, but when you're missing any other limb, you're not considered a mace. So what does it mean? Rak hasumash ein roeh. A blind person is somebody who doesn't see. Einai, as we say in Hala, einayim lahem v'lo yiru. They have eyes and they don't see. Right? A blind person says, Rak hasumash ein roeh, doesn't see. Harehu chashuv kameis. You can't see the beauty that God is giving us, created around us. You're like a dead person. Even if you're complete and all your Evorim you're able to see normally, you're like a mace because you're really not seeing the wonders of the world, the wonders that God gave us. And similarly in spirituality, if somebody is complete in their spiritual endeavors, but if he's blind spiritually, as or halakut, he goes through the motions, but he doesn't really see the light of God. He's like a spiritually blind person. And therefore, the first thing that Hashem created was the light, this godly light. Yomer Hashem Yehi Or, and God said, "Let there be light." Without this holy light, Ein Zachut Kiyum L'Briel Am Yisrael. The world could not exist, nor could Am Yisrael exist without the light that was created on the first day of Bereshis. All of this service that was done in the Beit Hamikdash, they shed light to all of Bnei Yisrael, lishmor osam, to watch themselves. That light was a beacon. The light of the Menorah in the Beit Hamikdash was a beacon telling people to turn away those things that are bad and do what is good. So it's a beacon that helps us do that. Chazal say, regarding to the korbanos, we have the korban tomid, which burns all day long. But there's two different types of korban tomid. There's tomid shel shachar, the tomid that's brought in the morning, just after Amud HaShachar, really early in the morning, just before sunbreak even. And then there's the tomid in our mind, tomid in the late afternoon. It's called tomid shel shachris. Shel Arvi. So one of these two things is Chazal teaches Tomid shel shachar b'chaper aveiro shel laila. The korban, the tummy that you're lighting first thing in the morning, just at Amud HaShachar, that gives you atonement for all the sins that you've done the previous night. The tummy shel bein ha'arbayim, the tummy which is late in the afternoon before dark, mechaper al ha'aveiro shayom. That is to be mechaper you, to gain you atonement for the things you've done wrong during the day. Shar karbonos hayu matarin mitmidot et Yisrael mikol hachtoim. Because the sacrifices, the karbonos, purified in perfection Bnei Yisrael from all of their sins. And similarly, the fire that was on the Mizbeach, on the altar, was a holy fire, shesorfa V'kilsa es kol hayitzurim ha'afelim b'Yisrael. It was a holy fire that destroyed and burned up all of the improper desires of Bnei Yisrael. It says in Vayikra, He ha'ola. This is the korban ola. Al mokdal mizbeach, that's on the mizbeach, kol halayla, all night long, ad haboker until morning. Veish ha-mizbeach tukadbo, and the fire of the mizbeach will always be there. Kochos ha-sitra achar, biskrabim b'ikr b'layla, the powers of negativity, the powers of giving in to your desires, your improper desires, are stronger at night. I guess that's because in the daytime you're too busy with everything else. But they're stronger at night. Kenegdan, and against them, Siya Esha Mizbeach Yehudi, the fire of the Mizbeach comes to help the Jew, V'chol Matzav Shehu, in every situation in which he is, Lahoshio Lachalzo Me'esh Hatavos, to save him and bring him out of the fire of improper desire. Ume'aleihem Inyan Hamyuchad Shel Menorah Sheshalcha Gadol Mishalehem. And you can see that, therefore, this menorah is greater than those karbanos, which was only for a limited time. The menorah carries on, continues on the light of the hidden light of creation. That was the purpose of the menorah, to carry that light forward. The light was found, the organuz was found in the menorah. The godly light that God created on the first day. Shu Yesod Hakim Shalom Yisrael. This is the foundation of the existence of the people of Israel. Or HaMenorah Heir L'Klal Yisrael Es Or Gaduz LaHair Es Nishmos Yisrael. The light of the menorah lights up Bnei Yisrael, lights up this heavenly, this hidden light, to light up the souls of Bnei Yisrael, L'Hachnis Harot Hadas B'Yehudi, and to bring in illumination and knowledge to a Jew. This helps Bnei Yisrael when they're doing good. Shekol Atzma Shel Avodas Hashem Iker Mashi Yehudi Margish or Elkuz. All of the everything that a Jew does in service to God stems from his feeling about having feeling of a godly feeling, or Elkuz. And also not only with doing good, but sur merah, turning away from evil. Kamar Chazal, Ein Adam over Avera Elohim Kein Nichnasa Bo Ruach Shtus. Says in Gemara Sota, a person, a Jew, does not sin unless a temporary insanity overcomes him. Which makes sense, because if you know that you're going to do something, and you know that it's going to have a negative effect, and you continue doing it anyway, somebody who repeats the same thing over and over again, that's a sign of insanity. So here, the person who's committing an avera, knowing that this is against what Hashem wants, the only reason he could commit that avera is that he had temporary insanity at that moment. Called Koach Yetzer Hara, all the power of the Yetzer Hara, who Ayidei Shemababel Es Dato Shel Yehudi. The whole purpose of the Yetzer Hara is to confuse the mind of the Jew. And this is why we have, we've said it before, when Amalek, Amalek wanted to confuse, wanted to create doubt in the minds of the Jewish people. The letters Amalek, the letters of his name, have the gematria equal to Safek, doubt, the same gematria, because that was the purpose of what Amalek would do. So Yetzer Hara does that too. Wants to be mavabel your mind. Avakashi Yesh Yehudi v'Hirot. if you've got clarity of mind, who margish or hadas, and you feel the light that Hashem puts into your mind through the Or HaGanuz, Azai Miskayabo, then you'll be able to fulfill Kamamar Mor Admor Beis Avram's Kusklein, as he says, B'Meisili Nahora V'Tachbi Lachon Ba'ata. Beis Shebe'er Yehudi, at the time that the light, there's a light for the Jew, or Batlim Heimenu Kol Kochos Hatava, Ke'en Ve'efes. As long as you have that light, as long as you're accessing that godly light, the spiritual light, then all of the negative desires become batal, because it nullifies them. And makes them to kan ve'efes, ke'en ve'efes, like nothing and nothingness. Shenochach liros ki hakol hevel havalim. Then you'll be able to fully see that everything is nothingness. As Shlomo HaMelech said, Havol Havolim. Ukebruma is pasuk, and it says in Tillim, Tashes Choshech, when dark falls, Vayi Laila, it's night, Bo Tirmash Kol Chayasu Hayar. That's when all the animals of the forest come out. Eis Hashechos, in this time of darkness, Midorim Kol Hayitzurim Ha'afelim. All of the dark side of things are awakened. Even if the sun is shining brightly, kasher, or even the sun is shining brightly, all of the powers of the darkness are running away. I was talking about the light, again, not the physical light, but the spiritual light that's within you. Within you have that spiritual light to send away all of the dark powers. This was the power of the menorah. That lit up for Klal Yisrael, the people of Israel, this godly light. This is the foundation of life for the Jew. To watch them on Sur Meirav, the concept of stay away from evil and do good. You need both. This power of the light of the menorah, Yisrael can never be taken away from the Jew. Because without that light of the menorah, we don't have any life. This is what the Medrash says to us in Tanchum, Medrash Tanchuma. If all of the vessels would be taken from Bnei Yisrael, it was like a destruction by cause, just as with the Beit Hamikdash. Or menorah, the light of the menorah, Yisrael could never be taken away from Yisrael. Kibali or Elokus, without this heavenly light, the light of God, the Jew cannot live. Therefore, Nigdizu menorah, the menorah was hidden away, and it will remain and stay forever. Shor menorah meir tamid Yisrael b'chinas nigdiza. The light of the menorah is always shining on the Jew in the aspect of being hidden away. The Amalei Torah, those who work hard in Torah, Hamiyagiyim ala Torah, who are desperately wanting Torah, or they're desperately wanting this first or, this or of Masiv Reshis. Shalea Misgala or Hamenorah, the light of the menorah is revealed to them. That's what Aaron was being told, that your mitzvah, the menorah, will last forever. Or Hamenorah, Yev Shalito Israel. You can't take this light away. You can't take away the light of the menorah. By neighbors Olam Yoiru, and the lights, the candles of the menorah will forever burn. Shkal Ema Shehudi Mitorer Umargish or Harizeh Mikoach or Hamenorah Hakimlan. So if a Jew he wakens up and he feels this light from the power of this light of the menorah that will last forever. The Hine Isa b'Midrash Shebisha Sheshivas Hamneros. The Midrash tells us the 7 candles. Haim Keneged Shivas Shemei Bereshis. They're like the 7 days of creation, 7 days of the week. Al Pizeh Yesh Lomer. We can say Shebnei Menorah Marames al Shabbos. The face of the menorah hints at Shabbos. So Shabbos Kodesh, Pnei HaMenorah. The Shabbos Kodesh actually is the face of the menorah. All the days of the week surround it. Bechinas Yemina Usmola, the aspect of to your right, to your left, to Beinayu Kula, in the middle. Yom Ravi Chamishi V'Shishi, Lefnei Shabbos Kodesh. Yom Rishon, Sheni Shlichi, L'Achir Shabbos Kodesh. Those days. That's what this means. You'll get the candles ready for the face of the menorah. Ya'iru Shivas Haneros. You light 7 candles. So Shabbos Kodesh, Me'ira Ba'oro Eskal Shivas Yemei Bereshis. Shabbos will light up all of the Maseh Bereshis. Chumar Chazal tells us al Pasuk Vayivarech Elokim Hashem Hashvi. God blessed the 7th day. B'mai Borchu. What did God bless the 7th day with? Borchu Ba'or. Onav Shel Adam. He blessed the 7th day with the light of the face of a person. Einu Domim Or Panav Shel Adam Bimos Achol More Panav B'Shabbos. There's no comparison that can be made between how a person's face appears during the weekday and how it appears on Shabbos. It says, bless us with light. Sha'or, Shirotza Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Nigzo, the Gonzo, the light that Hashem wants to hide. Yom HaShishi Hishiru B'Pnei Kavoda Shabbos, Ad Motzei Shabbos. So that light, even though you may want to put it out before, may want to be in Beniza, it nonetheless stays throughout Shabbos. Until Motzei Shabbos. Vainu Kavod Shabbos, the honor of Shabbos. Vikrahu, the main part of it is Borchu Ba'ora Hu Or Haganut. Blessed with light, which is the light, the heavenly light. The hidden light. And Shabbos Kodesh Yesh Gam La'achra Chorban Ba'or HaMenorah. On Shabbos, even after the destruction of Beit Hamikdash, we have the light of the menorah. V'zeo Perish El Mul Pnei HaMenorah Yiru Shivas HaNeros. That's what it means. Towards the face of the menorah, you will light 7 candles. Kol Shivas Hayamim Makablim Es Or Halakus B'Shabbos Kodesh. Every one of the 7 days of the week receive their power from the preceding Shabbos. Kol Yemos HaShavua, every day of the week, Chai Yehudi B'Shabbos Kodesh. The Jew lives from the powers that are given to him on Shabbos. The more that one receives this godly light on Shabbos, whatever you receive on Shabbos, the more you can receive it and appreciate it, that will last you and be able to feed you, keep you alive the entire week, all the days of the week. And now we can answer some of these questions. Why do we say blessed that Hashem is blessing us with light? God blessed the seventh day. Mashmo bracha nitzchis. It's an eternal bracha. This light that it's talking about was only in the first Shabbos. Kikomer call Shabbos for Shabbos nisborchu ba'ora. Says that every Shabbos is blessed with that light. Shemeir bohem or halakut or haganuz shohir b'menorah. This special light from the menorah, the hidden away light from the menorah, lights up, causes light to them, and lights up the 7 candles. Beit Hamikdash kayim, hayor hamenorah meir tomid es or halakut b'chlal Yisrael. As long as you're keeping Shabbos, then you'll have access to this light. It will always be lit, the light of the godly light, B'chlal Yisrael, for the purpose of Israel. And in this time, our times today, Meir b'Shabbos Kodesh or Alakud. On Shabbos, we have this light of God accessible to us. And from that light is carried on the light of the rest of the days of the week. Zem Mamar, this is what Rabbi Kuvrin said. Raza de Shabbos, Ihi Shabbos. We say in the Kagavna just before the after Kabbalah Shabbos and before Mara. Raza de Shabbos, Ihi Shabbos. Raza, the Reish Zayin Aleph, Gematria Or, has the same numerical value as Or, as light. So the light, Raza de Shabbos, is the light of Shabbos. Hasod HaTamun b'Shabbos. The hidden secret of Shabbos is Shehuva or Shel Shabbos, that this is the light of Shabbos. Ihi Shabbos, here is Shabbos. Zeu Iker Shabbos, this is the Iker of Shabbos. Lo Nachshov Iker Shabbos hu leishomer b'kol hamalachos v'asoros v'chol prateim v'daktekeim. Don't think that the only way you keep Shabbos is by staying far away from forbidden acts. Staying away from forbidden acts. El Iker Shabbos hu or Shel Shabbos. The main aspect of Shabbos is the light of Shabbos. Main zeki inyan shel motrot madregos hasheichus rakal Yehudi segula. Only comes to a person who's deserving of it. Elazeh call mahosro shel Shabbos. This is the entire intent, the entire being of Shabbos. Bikar avoda, main aspect of the service of God on Shabbos is Shetzorech Yehudi lahargish lahamshich v'Shabbos Kodesh. That a Jew has to feel and continue with Shabbos. Okay. Ad Kan. That was a little longer than I expected. Okay. All right. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Nate.
My pleasure. I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to stop recording now. Hold on.